1, 2, 3. Happy New Year, witches!
I'm gonna add some horns in there.
I want to put the dramatic one that's like dun.
Okay.
From TikTok.
Okay. You know all the TikTok sounds, so
yeah, I'll put them all in there.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, 2023.
It's 2023, bitches,
January.
witches.
Yes, witches.
Witches.
Hope you had a really safe and fun New Year. Let's get into.
What the fuck that be?
I don't know.
Okay.
But let's get into our first guest of the year.
First guest of the year.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the introduction.
Yeah,
I'll do the introduction.
Your person.
Because this is my boss from my other life. My worlds are colliding today. We have former East Coaster, multi-talented, creative logistician.
Boss
lady. I'm trying to say like logical meets creative, wonderful, multi-talented Marguerite Nocchi.
Yay! Hi guys, thank you for having me, and thank you for that intro. I feel like you're lying to people, but I appreciate it. I'm like also I have to start off by saying I'm so jealous that I can't wear the headphones because you guys look like so cool. And I'm
we're in a podcast.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, you guys podcast a lot, don't you?
You can wear the headphones, you're just choosing not to wear them.
Yes. No, to be fair, I'm choosing not to wear them. Because I honestly, like can't even listen. You know when you have to like make your voicemail?
Yeah.
I like can't even play it back. I just am like, all right, once and done. And it's going to be what it is.
The only person that I just, like total Aquarius vibes, avoid that. And
your
just
mailbox is just full, so you don't even have one. So no one can leave you a message.
That's why like I love that I'm an Aquarius moon, because like I just get you on the Aquarius level, but it like pans out
Aquarius
on like
moon.
2 different functions, you know?
Cancer, Aquarius, moon. What's your rising?
Wow.
Libra.
Oh, so you're very fun,
so she's
friendly.
A good time.
Yeah.
She's a good time.
100%.
Yeah, guys. Well, happy New Year's. Thank you for having me.
Wait, hold on. We need the alcohol. We have champagne. Okay, today we are champagne and divination.
Yeah, we are.
I was gonna say cheers, but with our water. But we should get so we have 2 choices of champagne.
Classics.
Since it's the new year.
Yeah, since it's the new year. For Mark, because Mark is the guest, so Mark gets to choose.
Okay, wait, but can I also show you guys what I brought you?
Okay, yeah.
What did you bring?
I think it's this.
Did you bring an alcohol?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Second alcohol for the alcohol fund.
Probably better.
No, it's
than
like
what we
honestly crazy, and I should preface this with like I don't drink beer. I really only drink liquor and like champagne. So and I don't really drink wine. So I got this because I am a huge mezcal fan.
Oh.
So I brought some mezcal. I tried to ask the guy
Yola.
that works at Hollywood Mart, which is where I got it, right by my house. I tried to
let's
ask
see that
him.
here. We're gonna show this
of course.
our middle camera. Ooh, mezcal.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm totally off the frame. Hello.
Yola.
I've never had this one before.
So then are we gonna do champagne with like a shot of mezcal, or what should we do?
Or do we have do you have anything?
Or like a
well, okay, so getting to the chaser part. So
Okay.
I go to check out, and the man that owns it is like so sweet, like so nice, and like I'm new to the neighborhood, but I think he's starting to recognize me. I don't go there a ton. And I'm like, hey, like, I'm going to be on my friend's thing. I need to bring them alcohol. He's like, oh, like champagne? I was like, no, mezcal. And he was like, okay. And I looked, and I had tried, like, most of the other bottles.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's up there with the other ones, but it looks, like, different, right? It has, this, like, mod shape to it.
Very modern.
Right? And so I was like, how about that one? And he was like, Yola, the best here. I'm like, okay. Like, he's like, do you like mezcal?
Oh,
I
and
said,
it's
yes.
made in Mexico, like,
Yes.
actually.
Yes. I, like, that's the way to go.
The one with, like, the scorpion in it.
I don't
feel
know.
like
I've
you could
never
put
run
a-
into it. I've never run
I
into
feel
it.
you could put a scorpion in anything.
Okay.
I've been infusing vodkas recently. You can literally put anything in alcohol and then just like soak it up for a little bit. So anyway, I asked the guy, and he goes, in my culture, he's like, I'm Armenian, and in my culture, none of my friends would speak to me if I mixed it with anything. So I don't really know what I can recommend. I said, well, I don't think my friends really drink mezcal. I don't really know. So anyway, I tried to get a rec out of him, but he basically would just sell me the bottle.
Seems
so
like we just gotta do it.
I like to like sip. We can sip. We don't have to get like
Okay.
crazy and do shots. Like let's pace it out. Like
Should we do both?
Yeah,
at the
let's
same
do
time?
both.
Okay.
I'm not driving.
Champagne with a side of mezcal.
Okay. I'll get other glasses.
Okay.
So we have little champagne flutes.
We have our wine.
Do you want to
Divination
choose? Yeah, we also have water. We're staying hydrated. We're not. We
brought
just
my
had a
water
crazy.
bottle, too.
We had a crazy New Year's, and we're staying hydrated. Okay, so we have the first option is a Sophia
It's a Coppola wine.
Blanc de Blancs.
Blanc de Blancs. It's the white of whites.
Monterey County.
For Monterey
Sparkling.
County,
Oh, I
shocker.
think maybe
Yeah.
is this a sparkling wine? I can't.
Big Little Lies, isn't that where they shot that?
Monterey?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
it's a
sure.
sparkling wine. Okay, we have a sparkling wine, and then
Love
we
it.
have a Corbel California champagne.
Brut.
The brute version.
Both of those sound wonderful. I honestly, when I choose wine for friends at this point, because I don't know anything about wine, I just pick the label.
Okay.
And I feel like the Sophia has like a floral.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Like a winter floral vibe that I'm.
Let's
feel like
do it.
Okay,
it's there.
let's open it up.
Okay. Oh God, we're gonna hand it to me. You know what? Last
You-
time I
do you-
opened it with
Oh,
Leo.
do you want me to do it? Because it's
No.
gonna pop up. You gotta like do the thing where you like hold it,
I'll hold it.
so it doesn't like.
Okay.
Yeah, I have gotten
Bust.
got recently because I would let it like roll for a little bit and then it just like,
Oh.
yeah.
There we go.
Nice. Y'all
Yay.
heard that. Guess first.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Ooh. Go, 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 go.
Okay, let me grab other glasses for the
Okay.
mezcal, and we can have a little sip.
Thank you, Mark. That's
Yeah,
so nice.
of
We always say we try to get people to donate to our wine funds, and we've gotten one wine so far.
Sorry. I was like, I feel more confident in getting you something that I think would like taste good.
I love that.
Versus like something that I honestly like, what if I get you the wine that you hate? You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Hard to do.
okay, but some people are so specific about wine and I just haven't cracked the code at 31.
The thing about wine and divination.
or we just want to do it straight up?
I think ice would be nice. I
Ice.
think that'll.
Take
I
it
don't
from
know
Mark.
how strong it is.
No, we love just learning about our guests and for them to come. Like you said, your pattern app told you to be your authentic self today, and we love that. So we love getting to know everybody and where they're coming from, and we love that you're a mezcal drinker. You had a mezcal tasting for your birthday, right?
I did. Yeah, Nativo in Highland Park is so bomb, and they actually do a lot of small batch, straight from Mexico tequila. Like the head sort of mezcal expert, Marlene, is amazing. She's so wonderful. She's so knowledgeable. She's so kind. I wish they had like a bingo card of like all of the tequilas and mezcals they had there so I could like remember, like, or there was like an app, you know how they have like beer apps that like you rate it and you
Yeah.
like,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
or like
have,
a Vino.
two-
What is it? Vino or whatever.
Yeah.
That app.
But I just like take pictures and then I try to like make notes because I really like it. Like it's a really, for me, I don't like anything too sweet and I can't really drink a lot of like seltzer stuff or anything that's like gets too sweet. So I even like cocktails with mezcal because it adds like a nice smoky taste. So it is like kind of smoky, but if you like whiskey,
Ooh.
yeah.
Christy, I would say, is more of a connoisseur of the whiskey than me.
I do like a whiskey. I've tried a few whiskeys
May I
in my
smell?
time.
Yeah, of
I don't
course.
even know what it smells like, to be honest.
It's great.
It's smoky for sure.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Let's do a little
Yeah, let's
pour.
Oh, I love these glasses too.
Christy is
Like
the
that
best
much for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, how hard we want to go?
I don't know.
I have to be at the office at like 5 a.m.
Oh, I
to let the contractors in.
5 a.m.
I gotta be there at
my
a cool
goodness.
9 a.m., which I'm still saying is early, but no, 9:30. That's not too bad.
But you have to
at a
stay
good
till
start.
6:30, so it's like that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
feel like, well, you don't have to like really worry about the traffic, but I feel like you miss some of the traffic. It's just darker
Yeah.
during
It's darker and I
winter.
have to walk really close to Skid Row.
Yeah.
Did we do a first impression on the sparkling wine?
Oh, we like to do a little tasting.
Okay.
like, first
Cheers.
impressions.
Happy
Cheers.
New
Happy New
Year.
Year's.
Oh,
Maybe sweet for sure.
good. It is sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
like
like
it.
equally as dry as it is sweet.
That's a wonderful way to articulate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a little, syrupy at the end,
Yeah, it is.
which
I don't.
you know.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't love Coppola things, like wines. I mean,
Aren't their
Why?
wines like hit and miss?
I went to
sometimes?
his winery once, yeah, and I tasted a lot of them, and a lot of them I was just like,
You were like,
this shit's
no.
overrated.
So
and
did
very
you do the spit
expensive."
in the bucket thing and like rinse it out?
Oh no, honey, I drank them.
Get your money's worth.
You're
Yeah.
like, no, this wasn't a half-assed
Yeah.
attempt. This was a full all the way in.
I was with my mom and dad, so I went in. You know, when I'm with mom and dad, they're paying for everything.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'll have 6 of those. Wouldn't even dream of
You're like,
like.
can I
getting
try
it.
that again?
Yeah.
My mom and dad shaded me today for Christmas. They sent me a water flosser because Ali told them I don't floss.
I love that he's in cahoots with them, though.
I know. I told him he narked on me. And
but the fact that it's true.
I know.
Well, that's besides the point.
Now I can water floss. Now I have a water flosser.
Have always, like, I have a friend that's, like, obsessed with, okay, is your dentist mean to you?
No,
My old dentist
nice.
was so fucking nice. But historically, yeah, they're bitches.
So I went to this one, it popped off about 5 or 6 years ago because, like, honestly, I was eating an everything bagel on the way into work and a poppy seed, like, slid up my gum and I was trying to get it out.
Yeah.
And, like, it literally got wedged so far up there that I was, like, had to go to my boss/mentors, like, we worked out of his, like, home office. So he, like, was really close to his dentist and he was like, oh, go to this guy. So I went and I was like, I had to get, like, a poppy seed surgically removed. So they call me poppy seed when they see me.
Oh my God.
But I've been going ever since and they're actually so nice. And they, like, taught me how to floss for real. Like, I didn't know you had to go, like, all the way up into the teeth.
Yeah,
on
one, yeah.
And then but honestly, I have, like, these, like, real, like, gaps and, like, cute gap. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't even know I was a gap girl.
Yeah.
I'm a gap girl. So this dentist was so nice. And, like, honestly, most of my dentists have been nice. But even, like, my friend and I were talking, like, no matter how much you think you floss, they're going to come back and they're going to say,
yeah, you need to floss more.
except for my dentist this last time. They were real nice. They said I did it.
You know what? Your girl's never had a cavity.
Neither have I.
Really?
Yes. I'm like, one of
someone
For
else that's
real?
never.
me neither. Everyone
That's
thinks I'm
crazy.
weird.
I know.
What are y'all doing?
This one's getting bad. It's getting bad. And I'm like, are you guys going to do it? They're like, you actually brush your teeth and have good hygiene. It's just like, during the pandemic, I honestly just ate a lot of candy and, like, didn't leave the house. So I, like, didn't always brush my teeth,
so
like,
did
every
we all.
10 seconds.
You
so.
know. I feel like that was the mood.
I mean, the whole pandemic, it was the Wild West.
Yeah, it was the Wild
We were
West.
hanging on.
Honestly, we're still hanging on.
Yeah.
I feel like, but
Seriously.
how about, like, post-pandemic, just, like, this just out here, like, just everything going on, you know? It's a chaotic time.
I had to wait in line to get into Ross the other day because of the COVID cases.
Really?
So they're, like, starting to, like, prohibit the amount, or, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like, limit?
Limit the amount of people in the store, yeah.
So we're kind of going, I guess, like, because I know Newsom was thinking, like,
it's like rising
by
again.
March that maybe we would get away, like, do away with it. But yeah, I mean, it's like balancing, like, okay, you know, it's like we've sort of normalized it like the flu, but it's still a little bit, like, different kind of contagious, and we have home tests for it. So it's like, you know,
We're equipped.
Yeah, we're equipped, right? And I don't know if you guys ever saw that meme on Instagram or wherever you look at memes, and it's like, you pull, like, a cloth mask out in 2028. You pull, like, a cloth mask out of your pocket.
Yeah, we're
and
all,
you
like,
think about
triggered. Like,
how
back in my day.
Yeah, well, they're like how simple it is as you put your gas mask on for the apocalypse.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like, it was like more like doomsday. That's the Aquarius in me. Sorry,
Wait, look at this
No, but I
Aquarius
love
meme.
that.
Christy just tagged me in this, and I just saw it.
Chrissy,
it's
what
so
are your
good.
signs?
So so we basically have all the same signs except our moons. So I have a Pisces moon. So I'm a Scorpio rising, Aquarius sun, and a Pisces moon.
I'm an Aquarius.
No, you're Aquarius, Scorpio.
Scorpio, yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend is Aries, Gemini, and then I'm
Wow.
yeah, and I like we like should theoretically
I love
like hate
Geminis,
each other.
though.
I don't. I'm
That's
the
fair.
worst. Yeah.
Christy to the T.
Yes.
I'm a January Aquarius.
And I'm a February
Aquarius. Is it weird that I imagine myself as a January Aquarius moon, not a February one?
Oh.
I'm like, but what if I?
No, but
what
there's
if I'm
such a
not?
clear distinction.
What if I'm
know.
actually a February Aquarius moon?
Then you're the girl laughing in front of the fire. Bitch.
I know. I'm like half and half. But
Well, I'm like,
feel
I can't tell yet because I don't know you that well. So.
All right, shit. I might be like a January 31st kind of gal.
You might be like
well,
a Casper.
Well, I always say that because I was actually supposed to be a Leo. I was supposed to be born in August, and I was born almost literally exactly halfway through the year. I was born at like 1:30 on June 30th, in the afternoon. And I always said, like, I feel like I always, like, straddle, like, two different things. Like, I was, like, supposed to be a Leo. So a lot of, like, my Venus is Leo. And I'm like, they couldn't let me go. They were like, no. If we're going to give her...
You got a very Leo chart.
I mean, honestly, like, I'm shocked that I don't have fire in my top 3. I'm, like, shocked that it's, like, water, air. Like...
Oh... Very interesting.
Like, interesting. But that's also why I, like, hate, but also know I ultimately will need a Taurus probably in my life as, like, a romantic partner. Which I know, like, that is going to be
Oh yeah, we talking about love today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never get
Oh my
love.
gosh, this is like a first. Yeah, this is actually a first because it's always career.
It's
Okay,
always
actually,
career.
let's roll it back. Can you tell us a little bit about
Because you seem very knowledgeable about
I'm
the
like,
occult.
Tell us about a little about you, what
And
you
your
do.
experience, yeah.
Yeah. So I've like always been a bit of a weirdo like my whole life. I
Love
would say
it.
like I grew up doing like creative stuff like writing English with a concentration in film studies and then a minor in PR and Spanish was like my
Nice.
undergrad.
Oh, I had a minor in Spanish too.
Let's go, Deb. This
Word.
is Aquarius moon is just like
I know. I was
You're like,
international
"Hi."
business with a concentration in Latin America.
that's amazing.
Wait,
and
really? I never knew that.
Yeah, That's why I lived in Costa Rica for 6
Oh
months.
yeah.
Wait, where did you ever go to Guanacaste?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the scuba diving story or the snorkeling story where I had gone out the night before and okay, I probably like I'll
Night
tell you off this.
snorkeling?
Yeah, no, day snorkeling. We had
Okay.
gone out the night before and we went to bed at 5 and had to get up at 7 to go snorkeling. And there's like a picture of me like just sleeping in the water with my snorkel.
Oh my
It's like a whole thing.
I remember one time we went on like a booze cruise there, like sponsored by the University
Oh, word.
Very Dad.
Okay.
And we went into like open ocean and they threw us some like fucking, like, what are those like foam noodles? And they threw us some like pool noodles and they were like, have fun. And there was like a photo of us
just
with like
drove away.
beers and like pool noodles in the middle of open ocean, just being like,
I stayed in Salamanca when I
Okay.
did my like study abroad for Spanish. I also studied in London like right before the 2012 Olympics. So we went to the University of Salamanca and like no one spoke English in that town. Like we literally
Yeah,
we couldn't
hardcore
do it.
Spanish.
Yeah, like could not do that. So yeah, kind of sorry to roll it back, wind it back. I guess I could tie this into like everything. Like I've always loved like writing, literature. I studied that. I got my MFA in screenwriting, which is how I got out here.
Oh, cool.
I know when to do film.
Chapman, right?
Yes, Chapman. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so my whole life, like I had always been like pretty like organized. I played sports, but I also did like
Okay,
dance.
well-rounded.
No, but like also like I was like a jack of all trades, master of none. Like I felt like I couldn't do the things I really loved, or I was like really in my head. And I think a lot of that was because I had a lot of sensitivity to just like things going on and people. And then like you're in high school and everything sucks.
Yeah.
And you like think you're the worst, and you're like
Yeah, there's
trying
a lot
to figure
going
out your
on.
life. Yeah, and like just like everything. So I remember like the first time like I was a little kid and I used to have like night terrors like all the time. And yeah, like I never
Is it like
was
a
really
repeat
good
thing
sleep-
or different things?
Mostly different. Like
Okay.
like I remember having really weird dreams as a little kid to the point where like I couldn't tell if it was real or not, and then sometimes it would like happen later, and I'd be like, I dreamt
Whoa, like a
about this, right?
premonition?
Kind of, yeah. Like I would be like, oh, like
Whoa.
I feel like I dreamt about this, like I've seen this before.
Mega
And so-
deja vu.
Yes, a lot of deja vu, like a lot.
Have you guys heard the thing where it's like people explain deja vu as basically when you go to sleep you like astral project and like travel around,
I could see it. I mean,
and then
I could-
like you forget about it when you like go back in your body and you like wake up, but then deja vu is like that familiarity because you have literally
Been there
gone,
before.
yeah,
Okay,
or it's like
wait.
it's like a different timeline that you visited or whatever.
Stop it. That has literally been my theory that I've been on recently. Is
No,
that,
that-
it's other
people have-
versions. It's your other
Yeah.
lives. It's the other dimensions.
That's what I've heard is that like there's books about it. I don't know what the titles of the books are, but like people have written that that's what the general theory is about deja vu. So I think you're probably right, and you probably did that.
Have you guys seen Devs? The
No.
TV show Devs? Okay, it's about like basically different timelines in so many words, and it's like inside of this simulation. So like the person, if you go into it, like you can't really, it's not real because you're projecting into it, but it feels real because it's like the other timelines, and so like
Right.
they can see everyone else's timeline, but like what's happening is like the current timeline is coming to an end. They can't see past a certain day. And they discuss this theory a lot, and so it got me thinking just like the multiple worlds, and it was like every choice you make, it splits off, and that's even just like if we're talking like this lifetime versus like other lifetimes, right? And like
Yeah.
other maybe places like your sort of energy has been. So yeah, I don't know, but I've always had that, and I think I know I talked to Dev about it, and I'm sure we'll get into it more when we do the cards, but I feel like my family has always sort of like had this just like knack and this intuition.
I think it is like genetically like kind of contrived.
And I think like we honestly dealt with it in a lot of different ways, like rejecting it. So the natural inclination was to not celebrate it, to not talk about it.
Is there a lot of like I hope to not get too deep, but like a lot of like substance abuse?
Yeah, I would say like definitely, like I know we've talked about that. Like I've definitely seen it, and that was something that like my grandmother and I were like really close, and I can talk about the day she died. We spent it together, and we had like no idea because her death was so it was also like interesting and weird, and like she and I had been really close, and I think I believe she also sort of had the gift, and it's like me, my brother, a few of my cousins, like it like manifests in different ways. Mine is like a lot to do in terms of like my intuition, like parent-child relationship. So like I will always know my friend or loved one is pregnant, like before they tell me. And then I've had dreams about it. Like one time I had a dream.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, and it's, I can get into like some other sort of stuff with a friend whose dad passed away, and I had like briefly met him once. Yeah. And it was like we sort of had this like okay, like he would be like I would hear a voice in my head being like, oh, text so and so, and then I would text this person, and they would be like, oh, thank you so much, I was thinking about my dad today, I really missed him. And I was like, this happened like 3 or 4 times. And I'd like
would you say you're like close to spirit, like as some people say?
I'm like so bad with some of the terminology, and a lot of it has been like feeling based, and like doing a lot of like therapy and unpacking has really helped me sort it out. But I like would describe myself as an energy dealer. That's like how I sort of see myself. Like I deal and dabble in energy, and
that's so cool.
It is, but it's also like it can be deceiving, right? And so like as I like get older, I'm working on like how to cultivate that and say like, okay, just because you feel this energy in this
like
moment,
understanding what's what.
And trying to wrangle and like make sense of it.
And also, like, put up those, like, boundaries and, like, really say, like, you know, I'm not going to share my energy. And people have often described, like, if I don't speak to them or we're not close anymore, like, you're very cold. I said, I'm not very cold. I'm just, like, not giving you my warmth anymore. And so there's definitely, like...
That's the Aquarius side is, like...
Yeah. I guess it is. Shit, I guess you're right. So,
it's like, we don't mean to be cold. It's
Christy,
just, we gotta guard our shit.
Something that I fucking love about Christy is that she just knows and understands that I won't answer her texts.
Oh, yeah, that's just how you are. So then I'm like, I'm not mad.
Upset. She's like, that's just Dev. What's there? Honestly, nothing is personal. And I think that has been what actually helps me sort out energy. Is like, because a lot of times I can feel like I can walk into a room, like I've walked into a room and
got the vibe
that like a friend had an abortion. Like I knew, like it was, it's like that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, hey, by the way, are you okay? And she's like, something you want to talk to me about? And she was like, how did you know? I just said, I don't know. Like sometimes I'll just like
you get a vibe.
It would just like I'll be in a room with somebody and I'll just be like, oh, now I know.
Wow.
I know you haven't watched Parks and Rec, but
I know.
I've watched some, but not like I haven't like done the whole like front to back.
There's this episode where Andy, he's like the goofball, you know.
He was in the murder mystery I just wrote. Really? One of my friends was Andy from Parks and Rec. Oh my God. So I did a little bit of research for that.
He was like talking to Leslie and she didn't tell anyone she was pregnant, and he's like, I know your family is growing. And she's like, oh my God, Andy, how did you know? He was like, this is the sign for petting a dog. What are you talking about? I thought you were getting a dog.
Oh, no, that is so,
no, that would be like me being like, oh, sorry to like blow up your spot. But, so to kind of like round out sort of how I got here, like I was always like a mix of creative. When I graduated from grad school, I learned business management, and that really helped actually clarify like my writing and like helped me put things in buckets and categories and be.
That's such an interesting combo.
It is. It really. Well, I see like numbers as a narrative, but they tell you something, right?
It really is. Like, that's something I've learned.
Fun, I will never understand that.
No, it really.
I'm bad. I know I'm Asian. I'm supposed to be good at math stereotypically, but I've never been good at math ever.
But like, I didn't think I was good at. I use less math than I think I'm gonna use. Like I just add a lot of numbers.
The computers can do it for you.
Yeah, computers do a lot of shit.
We have technology.
It's visualizing what you need the math to do. So it's like understanding. You don't even need to really do it. You need to understand how you want to put the numbers together because it's all raw data, right? And then you create a story based on what you want to know, the question you want to ask. And actually, that just connected for me because that's how I do my readings. Is like, what is the thesis? What is it you truly want to know? One question has to be very clear.
Girl, I'm like, I know what you have for lunch. I know what you spent on this day. I know what you did this day. I know
Okay,
where you like
audits.
to go. Okay, Mendocino Farms.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, what
People-
a good one.
People
Yeah.
love Mendocino Farm.
Bitches love
Yeah.
bitches
Love
and
it.
witches love Mendocino
Yes.
Farm.
But okay, here's the thing. We're gonna go even deeper into your story in our Witchy and Whining About It episode where
Okay.
we get read.
Yes,
You're gonna
yes,
read
yes,
us.
yes,
Yes.
And I feel like we're gonna find out what's the state of the pod. What do the
Oh,
cards
yeah.
say
I think
about
we
the
wanna
pod?
do
A joint
a joint reading.
reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can oh wait, but don't. Okay, so I want to talk about this. I don't
Yeah.
like to know too much about the question.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
something
fine. That's okay.
internally,
We'll
Yeah, yeah,
discuss.
yeah.
Because I don't want my energy.
No, I think
to
also we're
affect
just
it.
open. I don't think we
Cool.
have like any situations or anything. We're just
Yeah.
open to see what's the future.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Our next episode, Witchy and Whining About It, with Mark.
With Mark. Yeah.
All about this intuitive process and also getting our cards read, which we haven't done
never
before.
done before as
I'm
a
so
duo.
excited.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm really
I am
excited too.
too.
But okay, enough about us. Let's actually have we taken a sip of this?
Let's do a
I was gonna
tasting
say,
of
yeah.
the mezcal.
Okay, cheers.
I like slam that champagne.
Mezcal. It smells great.
Okay, this is much more relaxed than I thought it was gonna be with the ice too. I don't know if it's relaxed.
Oh, it's
for you.
really nice.
Yeah.
It's like almost a little bit like very herbal, medicinal, and then also very like it just feels like a nice like warm blanket. I know you're not a tequila person.
I feel like I'm sitting next to a campfire.
Yeah, I feel it's very
Yes.
smoky. I feel like a warmth of a fire. I totally agree.
Very nice. Thank you, Marg.
Even like if you smell it, like with the and we've had the ice melting a little bit. We're drinking it on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
This is like as if we're drinking like whiskey.
Yeah, and I'm like, we're drinking this on the rocks.
This is great.
And Marg and I have had a lot of conversations about like different decks that we use, and I've told her about some of mine.
refill her.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
got
I was
you.
like trying to like hide it. I was like, oh yeah.
Easy hiding. Ooh.
So what is it? So somebody mentioned love. I'm so excited. What's going on?
Nothing. Like,
Okay.
No, I feel like
That's
okay,
not
nothing
true.
nothing and everything. So I feel like the first 30 years of my life were like one way of being, and I like woke up on my 30th birthday and like tried stuff, done stuff, been there, done that, and ultimately just like I've gone to therapy and I've been like, what is me versus what is like narcissist in my life or other things, and like in what ways am I not using my authentic voice and my power and like have my moonstone on. I'm trying to. Dev got me to start wearing like my.
Oh,
moonstone.
I love moonstone. I have a moonstone ring that I
Yes.
love.
But she
my
says
gosh.
when she wears her moonstone, it gives her very like crazy energy.
Like
Really?
I'm just like buzzing like 24/7. But you know what's weird? I've
But it-
settled in.
That's
But
Very-
I
apparently,
know, and I'm like I wasn't
for
ready
you.
to wear it because I
Yeah.
wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't.
what other
ready to be on
stones
that
do you
frequency.
like to wear?
I don't really wear anything. My friend got me this. I feel like I was like, all right, Dev is onto something with this. So my friend got me freshwater pearls.
Oh, they're so nice.
yeah.
My name means daisy or pearl, and then my like I'm a Cancer, and so like pearls and moonstones.
Yeah.
So it's like very. My mom's also a Cancer. Her birthday's 6
Wow.
days
My
after
mom's
mine.
also an Aquarius. Weird. Our mothers
Wait,
are the
really?
Same. Yeah, she is.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, and she is.
Or maybe
a
you told. Maybe you
different
did
kind of Aquarius, but as I get older,
But
this
it's
is for another
probably
time,
it's
but
probably like her chart.
as I get
yeah.
older, I see our.
Is she
similarities.
January?
No, she's February 10th.
Oh, she's also February.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But she was in nursing, so not so much of like a creative, but she does pottery now.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah,
Good for her.
in her retirement.
I love that for her. Though.
I know. I bought her
That's
pottery tools for Christmas.
You should check out Labradorite.
Okay.
Labradorite? Labradite.
Labradite.
Labradite?
I'm in.
So this is like, because you have a lot of, I feel like you have like powers in some way, and it's supposed to help like that too.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's
And I
so
love how it
interesting.
like kind of shines in a way.
It's
like it has a very
beautiful.
otherworldly quality. You should check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you up for that. Like,
I just
after
Yeah,
got,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I chose a blue lapis at this winter
And
fair
you
she
just
took me
got,
to.
yeah, we went to this, we went to the Bitchcraft LA annual winter fair.
Yeah.
And
And I got this blue lapis.
it was great.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
I've been like worried. I was like, did Dev get like a new stone? Now I'm like, oh, did Dev get a new stone yet? Like,
No,
did she
I did. I got a new stone, and I told her the thing that you taught me about, like when like because my amethyst fell out. I told
Yeah.
you, and about how your stones or your like jewelry can absorb some
Yep.
kind of negativity coming
Yep.
at you,
Yeah.
and so that's why
They
break.
protect you, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like multiple people have told me this year, like, yo, someone is putting a hex on you because like my year has been, or well, my
Marg
2022,
has had so I met Marg in
Dang.
March.
April
Of
2022.
2022, so I'm almost a year in, which is crazy. But at my job, I mean, not at like being sober or anything, since I'm pounding drinks and like smoking weed all the time.
Same.
But
it's a mood.
yeah,
It's a vibe for 2023.
yeah. So I have seen you take a lot this year. Just even working with you at the office, you had like a crazy car accident that you were in.
Oh my gosh, you
Well,
okay?
you missed a first car dying on the way to Vegas, and it had to get like towed.
I met you just
like
around
in the
that.
desert
Yes,
part?
I was in that
Oh my
part where there's
gosh.
like nothing, where like the
Yeah.
hills have eyes. Yeah.
Oh,
I fortunately
oh no.
was with two friends. We got like, I said it was our peasant chariot. We got like towed the last hour from AAA, and we
Wow.
got put on the flatbed of the truck, and we like sat in the dead Fiat.
Wow.
And we
I mean,
went
that's
out.
kind of fun.
It was. It was.
You're like,
a
that's very
send-off.
Vegas.
That's the
Yes,
first time you
it
go
was
through a
like
car
fear
wash.
and loathing, but like 2022. If only that was the only like terrible thing that happened.
Yeah. Oh.
You had an accident on Thanksgiving. There was.
Or
Oh,
you were-
no.
Oh yeah. Then my mom fell in Mexico on Thanksgiving.
Oh, no.
And so we had to
She
get like
okay?
we had to get her
Okay.
like medevac from Cancun to
Oh,
Philadelphia. Oh, it was like a whole hilarious thing. I have like
Wow.
jellyfish burns like on
my
my
God.
leg.
Did
It
someone
was-
have to pee on your leg?
No, nobody
Okay.
would help me, and I just like
Nobody,
wrote it
nobody
out.
would
I would just pee
pee.
myself.
Yeah, I
That's
wish I
true.
would have, but I had like blisters. It was like the least
Oh,
of my
no.
worries. So anyway,
Okay.
it was a comically
It's a very eventful
interesting
year.
But you know what? I think it cleared out a lot of energy, and someone's trying to put a hex on you, and like even like the day you told me like
where
this thing was
yeah.
like the end of a cycle that was like activation of power, and it was like the last day of that, and I had like put it on, and it like at first I was like brrr, and then it sort of has settled in. Like what I do is I take it off at night to go to sleep. 'Cause
Yes,
I'm like,
that's
I need
important.
to-
Do you cleanse your stone?
I have like I'm like a weird like not knowledgeable person. I'm like that
Let me-
person.
we
that,
could
like,
tell
Listen,
you.
we'll tell you.
Okay.
We learned this.
Yes, this is something we learned in
Yeah.
one of our, I think in one of our first episodes.
Yeah.
So basically, and I like to do this with like all my rings and my jewelry, is
Okay.
when I'm not wearing them, I have a little dish with salt.
Okay,
And
what
you
kind
just
of
put
salt?
'em- just like table salt will do. Sea salt is
Okay.
even better.
Okay.
You just put them in there overnight, and then you take them out and they're ready to go.
Okay.
You can
Or
also
even
charge
under
it
the
in
moon.
sun.
Yeah, or sun or the moon.
Yeah.
I think I've charged this.
Moon is probably good in the moon.
Yeah, the moon is for the moon. And then the pearls, I don't know, this is like a first time vibe. I just was like, I usually take off, like if I'm doing a reading, I take off anything that can throw off my energy, but I think I'm going to keep these on. I'll
I've
take off
heard
my
that.
watch.
I've heard that from some people. Like I think I saw a TikTok about someone who had like a Romany background. And they were like, "Oh, I will take off any like personal jewelry except for something that can spiritually like attach me to like give me brownie points basically for other like spirits to like help out." So I thought that was really interesting, which is something I hadn't heard before.
Well, recently someone told me that I like electrocute them, and I do get a lot of static energy, like
Shock
all the
people?
time. I shock people like an electric eel.
Literally.
So I was like, I just feel like I can feel the heat in my hands when I go to do stuff. So I'm like, I just feel like anything that, even like sometimes I'll massage out, like I have a really bad shoulder, and I'll like make sure the blood's flowing and everything's going. So
That's
Maybe
so
you would
cool.
be a good Reiki healer.
I feel like I would, but I'm not sure I'm ready. Sometimes my logical Aquarius mind, like that's what I think I love is like, we talk about this, like I'm constantly like fighting, like my Cancers like feel everything, and my Aquarius is my dark hermit. It's like, fuck everybody, turn it off. And then I'll like turn it
Oh,
off
wow,
for 6
love
months,
that.
and then it'll come back, and I'll be like, my Cancer is like sitting there, like has a list with the receipts of like every fucking
my
slight,
God.
like, and I'm like, could you shut up, bitch? And the Libra's
Yeah.
like, what if we just went out and covered this all up by having
We're
a
all
good time?
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what if we all three of us just got along? And they're both like, you're a dumb bitch. And she's like, probably, but I
love
have the
that.
most fun, don't I?
I mean, truly.
Damn,
I'm
I
a Taurus
didn't think-
Delano,
I
and I'm a
love
Libra.
Libras.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
let's get into the reading of this. So we have some options of decks, and we heard that you like different types of decks.
So I just have a bunch for you.
Okay,
So,
do you want to present yours?
Yeah, this is my one I was telling you about, my Spirit Speak, which is my sassy deck. So if you want to look through them and like see,
It is
which one
very
gives
I'm
you
good
the
to
most-
touch your cards?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Gives you the most.
I already get like a good vibe from like this floral, like.
And then I've told you about my demonic deck.
I'm so curious.
It's
I feel
fun.
like I never
But it's very
really
gentle.
dabble.
Yeah.
I never really dabble on the mischievous side because I like, well, this could probably go into my love life as long as, I hope he doesn't hear this. But,
Ooh.
like, I like to dabble with, like, mischief, but like if I do, like I have to toe a line, because if not, like I will just fall into that mischief very hard and like very much enjoy it. And like one time I was
That's
like,
our Scorpio side.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's that's like my Aquarius moon side.
You
like
love
Libra,
to love the chaos. Yeah,
I do, but my Cancer hates it, so it's like constantly like, turn that off, stop it.
Right.
Stop it. And I'm like, shut up, mom.
You're like, chill.
And I one time, like last year, I was like talking to this guy and we had chatted in a bit. And so I just hit him up and I said, hey, how have you been? And he was like, oh, good. And he said, how about you? And I said, this was like during the pandemic. And I thought I was being like hella funny. I was like, I'm going to hit full send on this. Like, I'm going to go for it. Like, I like to fancy myself as like a funny person.
Really but keep going. Keep going.
Okay. And so I said, oh, nothing much. Just up to my, what did I say? Up to my usual mischievous lines. I'm up to my usual mischievous self and towing lines as thick as dental floss. And he just didn't respond. And just to be clear, like towing lines as thick as dental floss is like not a metaphor for drugs. It was truly like the edge of sanity.
No, yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
I
was
got
not
you.
well received. So I was like, put her back in the box, dude. So like I
That
actually
sounds boring.
He's a different, like we're like telepathic. It's kind of weird,
Wow.
but it's
You think
he's a
it's
Cancer.
Do you think it's like
June Cancer,
twin
too.
flame, or you think like soulmate? Like
That's like honestly, and he's always like, oh yeah, there's like this person, like we don't really talk anymore, and he's just always like, there's this person I love. I'm like, I know it's me, dude. Like I know you're talking about me. Just say it to my face. And so I think the issue with us is like, and this kind of brings me to the first 30 years of my life. Round it out. I was really in my masculine energy from like go, like achieve. And then I was like, I'm not really like, I would either kind of go for dudes who really had feminine energy, but like that's not what I like wanted, and that's not what made me feel fulfilled. And so it's like really weird because this person like helped me like really usher me into my feminine energy, even though he has a lot of feminine energy. And it was like kind of like in May I'd sort of like given him back to the universe, and I was like, this is really painful, because with him I felt seen in a way that everyone, like other more like masculine men, made me feel safe, but he made me feel seen. And I think those were like, I had to feel seen first in order to then understand that I wanted to feel safe. And it's not that he wasn't like a safe person. He was like not chaotic. He had taken a lot of the chaos out of his life. He like meditates. He's very spiritually sound. And but like sometimes, like most of the time when I first met him, and like he feels like a spiritual like leader, mentor. And then it kind of felt like it flip-flopped when we were trying to figure out like, is this a romantic thing? And then I think it like, we both just had a lot of work to do, and it decayed like very, very quickly. He was like, oh yeah. And so he always uses the word like, I feel like we orbit each other. And I'm like, it's interesting. And so it's like this energy, like when I see him, like it's like this, it's almost like this other part of myself. We're both June Cancers, and we just like get it. Like we can just sit in a room and we just like, the energy is just there. But I just think the romantic part is maybe not, or like it's like it wasn't the right time, and I would never
sounds like
ask
twin
him,
flame stuff,
right?
Yeah,
Because I would never ask him to be someone other than who he is, because he's so lovely and he's so creatively talented, which is like, and he's just like, he just gets people, he sees people, he knows people, so he sees people like I see people, like the energy and just seeing it. And I think there's something really tempting and attractive about that,
right?
But the thing about orbits is there's lots of gravity involved, and sometimes you can't get past the gravity.
Also, you're doing
pull.
your thing as you go around, and there's no like control over that either.
It's maybe not for me. Like I'm not feeling that. And you know what though? But also, if you haven't seen someone in over a year, it's like, how the fuck do you even know who they are? I think if you haven't seen someone
especially
in like
the pandemic,
6 months,
like anything can happen.
it was like last October, the last time I saw him, like October 2021. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I think what I'm opening, my whole theme for 2022 has been open the palm of your hand, and just seeing, I just don't think, like, he was always like, you're the fiery one. I'm like, but I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be, like, I want someone to, because I protect and I care and I nurture others. And I would still do that for, you know, like a romantic partner, but I want that for me. Right. And it's not that this person wouldn't be nurturing, but just that it's just different. It's just different. So anyway, I think that's sort of like,
I feel like you chose the deck.
Yeah, I know. I've been like holding it.
Yeah.
I do want to like, but I just had like I couldn't like sticky fingers. I'm going to just take a look because I'd like to dabble in the mischief.
They all have a different demon. It's so incredible.
I like love this. Like, I love this. Like, because it's like scientific chaos is like the vibe I'm getting. Like scientific chaos.
And we've used this deck a few times.
It's very gentle.
Honestly. But maybe if we ask for chaos.
Well, whatever comes will come.
Yeah, whatever comes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't even know. I feel like these are good offerings. I feel like, I'm not even gonna offer mine.
I mean, I do like love them and I love learning about people's decks, but I feel like probably this one. Like, I was like, probably that one.
Like, you held on to that one for the longest through your story, so I feel like
I didn't get an inclination to give it up. But this is so, like, I'm so curious. But I just feel stronger with these.
Okay. Yeah.
But I really
that one's a good one. It will tell you literally how it is.
I think this one is like, this for the question I have, this isn't the right deck.
Okay. Cool.
But I think there's some question someday that I will get to talk to. I'll this
bring
one.
To work.
Cool. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. On our lunch break or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I take those so often.
Yep. Yeah, I know. AKA never. Unlike me, 2 p.m. every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, gotta go to Target.
Yeah.
Time to go to Target.
Time to get me and Ollie matching outfits.
Yeah. We have this joke that her and Ollie are like basically the same because they...
Weird vibes, I know.
Yeah, they have, I know, different...
Wait, what's his sign? I don't remember what his sign is.
He is a Virgo.
Oh, you're right. I remember that. Okay, how could I forget?
Yeah, how could you forget?
How could I forget? Because you were always like, oh, Virgos rule my life.
But they're always like doing the same things, like liking the same shirts and listening to Drake.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting.
She's like,
okay,
Ollie,
champagne, poppy.
Yeah.
Oh, you rang? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's have you shuffle.
Could you guys tell me about your process?
Oh, yeah. So we love to have... So usually we present 2 decks. Usually it's 1 each. And then they pick. And then usually we have you, like, tell us while you're shuffling.
Okay.
What it is you want to know about.
Then we'll do, like... we're probably going to just do...
Celtic Cross.
Yeah.
And then we'll read together. And we still use our books because this is a learning podcast. So we're all
I
learning.
use the Guided Tarot by Stephanie Capone.
And I use the Modern Witchcraft Book of Tarot by Sky Alexander. And we're going to have you just, like... Be very open if you don't mind about what it is you want to get read.
We're trying to figure it out. Yeah,
we're
just trying to
get
the tea,
and we're trying to like help us as much as we can learn.
Okay.
So we'll read you together. We'll both look in our books for each card spot, and we will give you the tea based on
compare, contrast.
We'll talk it out.
Someone get me a Venn diagram.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do this. So feel free to shuffle those up as best as you, if you want to, like
whatever way you want to shuffle.
No, I can.
And I have cards that I've literally spilt wine on, and it brings me joy because I want them to be used by like many. I want to be the old tarot reader in the closet when I'm not a closet, but you know, like in the hovel when I'm old, and I want people to come in with me, my old decks and my old used cards that everyone has touched, and they have like the energy of 1,000 souls in them.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I'm very protective of my decks, and I'm like, oh, here's the amethyst to pop like before and after.
Oh, we should wake it up. Let's knock on it.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Sorry. Do we have incense today?
We didn't, but we can.
Let's get some cleansing incense. Pause for incense.
Yeah. Oh, you guys the same age?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dad's like love 4 months older.
I'm about to turn 32. Yep.
I'm about to turn 30.
I know, and I'm gonna be at this bachelorette party while I do it.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Thank you.
It's a big one.
January 26th.
Yes.
It's coming up. I'm gonna be on set, and then I'm gonna go to Disneyland. Woo! I'm never gonna grow out of. So it's like I wasn't into Disneyland in my youth, and then like when I became an adult, I was like, I fucking love Disneyland.
I actually like really.
I don't know how we got here, but you know what?
But should I? Is the deck woken up? Should I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Please shuffle.
Yeah. Shuffle and tell us.
I'm gonna get a bag of chips. You guys want chips?
Yeah, I would actually.
Okay, what
love
kind of
some
chips? I think I have a variety. I'm just gonna bring some over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have chips and dip. You guys want salsa and like chip?
I will make that happen. Yeah, I'm down for whatever. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Devin, take it over.
All right. So tell us the tea. Tell us what you want to get read.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the question.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks so much for asking.
Oh my God, you're welcome.
Yeah, I think, I've been like, I knew that I had this and I still like don't think about it because I've realized my creativity comes in panic mode. Yeah, like I love to be in panic mode because I produce like the best results, which is like so unhealthy in the long run. But that's what I'm working on. So I think like honestly, just like, what I have come to realize about the universe, especially when it pertains to my love life, is like every time I try to read my own cards, I am too attached. And that's why like when I do my readings, I say, don't tell me what it is. I just need to like sink in with you. And I need to know like what your, like, I don't even want to know what your thesis is. So for me, whenever I try to read myself, my own ego gets in the way of my energy.
I see.
So it will always either give me like a career oriented outcome or like something else. And so it's like the one thing I can never ask for myself, which I think is like so interesting.
That's so interesting.
Right? Like
Christy thinks it's interesting.
Christy also agrees it's interesting.
Yep.
So it's like this one thing I can't do I think it's because whenever I'm so focused on a specific question, it's like, we ain't giving it to you.
That makes a lot of sense to me that you would be really close to that subject and like it would be very difficult to kind of parse that out yourself.
Right.
And so we'll be happy to do that for you.
Yeah, I know, because that's why I have people. I've realized that it started affecting my readings if I had opinions about things. So I started saying, don't tell me. Just don't tell me what it is. So for me, I can tell you. So I think for me, like my biggest thing is, especially with the Celtic cross reading, I would say like I am open to whatever the universe has to tell me. I think I'm intuitive enough and have been like tuned into my own journey enough to know that this year was a lot of letting go in order to like make room. And I keep joking like, no, I'm like gonna manifest somebody, but I don't think I was ready. Like I don't think I was ready, and like there was a lot of like lower level energy that I had to get rid of. And like I'm telling you, it's so weird to wear this now versus before. So I think for me, I'm open to whatever it is that I'm supposed to know at this point. I've kind of just said like live and let live.
General love reading.
General love reading.
We'll tell you.
All right, Sky.
Celtic cross time. We love Celtic cross.
We love Celtic cross in this.
I mean, there's many other spreads that we want to try, but it's never been the right.
No, I think, and we're
Opportunity.
still, because we're like doing a learning pod, we're feeling very comfortable now with this spread. Like, I think we're like getting our groove with it, and I think perfecting it and like doing it more is just gonna benefit us.
Also, last 2 episodes we did like a New Year's, like prepping for the New Year's spread, like retrospective.
Oh, interesting. So you
and we
I
tried
love
and we
learning
did
about other
yeah,
people's way to do it.
and we did like a we also did like a Christmas spread.
The
That's
Hangman
fun.
comes up for me a lot.
I'm already feeling the energy of. So we already have the Magician reversed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And lots of swords. We do have masculine energy here. The Hangman reversed,
that means you're just hanging out.
but it's reversed.
I think also still means hanging
Hanging
out,
out, hanging in the breeze. The Lovers
I know.
reversed.
but reversed.
Wait, this was this way. There we go.
I'm gonna take a
Cool.
picture now before I forget.
I honestly, okay, there's the cups. Yeah. I was wondering if the Empress would come up. She comes up a lot for me.
I don't see her, but we have a variety in this spread, like lots of different suits. Sorry,
I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah,
I
But
was
you
in.
all, yeah,
I
you
always
always
mix
say.
'em
Sweets.
I always say sweets. Lots of different suits. Good mix of face cards and like the major arcana. So let's dive in with the one spot, which is this covers you and describes your immediate concern.
King
so this
of
is what
Swords.
we already know. King
I'm
of
just gonna
Swords
show.
upright.
Hold on. I'm gonna just show the camera. King of Swords.
I love the art of this deck. And this is the Spirit Speak deck, and
It's a good one.
It's a good
It's a tried and true.
Tried and true. We
Sassy.
Love it.
Tells you what's up.
Let me tell you who made it. I forget. Spirit Speak by Elizabeth Evans in Oakland, California.
Let's go, Liz.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Work.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it actually.
All right,
Okay.
let's go.
So right side up.
How do you guys read right side up versus upside down? I'm curious for you.
Our books tell us the
Yeah.
reverse meanings.
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay.
Cool.
Let's dive into the differences in witchy and whining about
Yeah.
it, because like I would love to know, because it feels like you have a different process, and like I would love to know.
She described it to me a little bit, and it is. I
I
feel
would
very
love to know.
within, like it fits, it suits you really well,
Okay.
and I love that you've kind of like tailored it to your own needs. But we'll
Yeah,
get
let's
into
go.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
So if you want to know, check out our next episode. It comes out next week.
I love plants and payoffs. That's like the writer in me. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So okay, this is about. I feel like this suits you a lot. This is about King of Swords is about intellectual ambition and leadership, which I feel like that's you. Authoritative masculine energy of taking action from a place of logic and reasons are upheld within the King of Swords. In a love and romance reading, a partner who is highly intelligent and successful will express themselves through charming communication rather than passionate emotions. Taking a mature, rational approach in romance will yield better results at this time.
And this is your immediate concerns. So it says the king upright represents intellectual pursuits, communication, spiritual knowledge, and study. If the king signifies an actual person, he may be, okay, I don't know that he
I
would
feel like
be,
it
but
might be you.
stern, analytical, or aloof. Maybe that's the Aquarius in you.
when it comes to love, for sure.
Yeah. People that are in like positions of power. So in a reading about love, the king symbolizes a relationship based on shared interests and ideas rather than passion. That's a little interesting because you just described to us this person who was in your past or you haven't spoken to, who maybe the passionate part was absent from it.
Well, it was almost like all emotions, and like I have sort of like I have this preconceived notion, like I've now have a pattern of like this masculine energy that happens to be a May Taurus, like 2 times in the past, where like they are
That's like the
someone who-
message you're receiving.
That's what I've received in the past, and then like
Okay.
recently I actually met another May Taurus, and like I immediately was like, "Yo, no!" But like he's actually very structured. Like I like the grounding of an Earth sign. Virgos are a little too much for me.
Yeah.
I think fire would throw too much gas on me, and I would like I just
Right.
react to fire differently. So I think like Earth signs, like someone who's stable and structured, but appreciates the sort of carefree, which I think I don't get to show, but is actually more of my feminine energy. So someone that like appreciates that I'm like smart and ambitious, but lets me be carefree.
Wait,
Oh,
this is
interesting.
insane. It says you and your partner resist expressing deep emotions, preferring a friendly partnership.
This
Perhaps-
literally is your twin flame
Yeah,
situation
this is
right
your
here.
No, no. Okay,
I told you. I was like, literally, when you were describing it, I was like, this sounds like a twin flame situation, and it's like it's your soulmate, but it's not a romantic soulmate. I don't know.
It asks the question: do you fear
That's the
losing
vibe I get.
independence if you open your heart?
Should we open the other one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We're doing it.
I can't believe, guys, this is a first. We're opening the second bottle.
I call myself Hurricane
And-
Marguerite. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have.
And we are also sipping mezcal.
Yeah. Which, okay, I feel like we haven't taken a sip. Let's just do another one.
Okay.
Another sip. Nice
Another
sip.
one.
It's all water.
In the words of
Yeah.
DJ Khaled, another
one.
I love this with the ice. I think the ice.
It's
was a good
actually
call.
really good,
It's
like
very
with
tame.
cold water. Yeah.
I think like for me, yeah, I feel like okay.
Are
I
you
don't want to equate it.
disappointed by the twin flame situation?
I'm not disappointed. I'm
Okay.
resentful that it's like I think it might come to a head. Like I feel like we're going to cross paths soon, and I have so much other stuff on my plate that like emotionally like I'm not ready to have this conversation where it's like I love you but I'm not in love with you, and like I actually was in love with you, and then like you kind of breaking my heart changed me in such a fundamental way.
Whoa, wait, did they break your heart?
I think like the expectation that we both want, it never manifested. I actually one time wrote, like I write haikus. I have like a haiku book out.
I'm gonna pop this.
And I
Okay.
wrote about unrequited love once in a haiku, and it's basically like an unbloomed flower. And I think because we just had such matched energy, I'm not disappointed. And I'm so grateful for that connection. And I just think, like I always said, like I wish we could meet again as different people.
Well, I literally think that it sounds like you've had this thing with this person over many lifetimes, And I think that maybe this one is not the right one. This one is a twin flame situation. I feel like you literally just said it. I think maybe
you describe for the audience what twin flame means?
So I feel like, okay, a twin flame is like literally like you as another person, and that someone that just totally gets you, but not in a romantic sense. It's like you guys vibe so much, but you're never gonna be like romantic in that way. Like it's like a twin. It literally is like a twin.
This thinly. It was like there, and then I was like, it's there, but it's not there, and then we both got in our heads. But he has like a lot of water, and so what I kind of realized is like nothing could. I would have to be the grounding one, which means I would have to be the masculine force, and I'm not gonna ask him to change.
And that's not you in this lifetime.
No, that's not me. And I think in many other lifetimes he was also different. And I think what's so sad is because like I always say, like you can feel, for me, like someone's energy is like the taste of them. Like the sort of taste.
You just said sad, but for me, and this is my chaos, but I look at it as excitement because
that means there's a world out there for you.
Yeah, you've done it before. Now let's explore something new.
I know, and I think what's so sad is because he resonates. Like
you're like, this is familiar, this is comfortable.
Well, and it's also like I was sort of like, there was someone else at the time that I knew him that was one of the May Tauruses that sort of pulled that away. And to be fair, never really gave me and him, I think, the right chance. But like I do think that it was, I don't know. Like, I do think, like, I agree to your point, and I think, like, my best friend, I always say, like, my best friend's a female, like, we're platonic. We always would joke, like, if we were interested in women, like, it would be us, but it's just not. She's my Aries best friend. And I used to think it was just in this life that we met, but I think it was actually in this life that we met as friends. And I think me and her,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And I think what's sad is that, like, I can keep her in my life, and he feels not the same because it's a different thing, but like a different, I don't know what that is.
Like, you know, like a colander, like can't hold water.
Right. And he's like,
well, it's just
like,
not meant to be. I think that's what you're picking up on.
And it sucks because I like.
But you're used to being like, this is my person. But in this life,
it's not.
I think I'm just I don't know if this is intuitive that I'm picking it up on it, but
I'm sure it is.
I'm super excited by that.
That makes me so sad because I care for him so deeply. I think
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Wait,
but
let's dive. We're literally, was like, this is gonna answer. Right
now I'm like, if people I know watch this, I'm gonna be like, they're gonna be like, oh, did you really go on a podcast and talk about this? I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah. I don't really like talk about it. I kind of had just been like, it is what it is, and it was so like instrumental in my change. And I feel like if anything, like our soul contract was like, this life, I'm gonna make sure you learn this, but I'm not gonna be in your life. And I feel like I was
a changing force, but not a pivotal person in
the long term. For now, who knows? Because I also could see in 15 years, like maybe we've walked different paths, and you know it that makes sense. True. But I just right now it doesn't.
But to continue this colander analogy, it's like, yes, you pour the water in and it falls out, but left inside is the top ramen.
Oh, interesting.
Or if you're sifting for gold, you know, the gold is left.
The gold is left. I like the top ramen.
It's the same. They're both gold. They're good. Also, I'm tasting the
Korbel.
Yeah, the Korbel.
Initial thoughts?
$15. Sticking to our under $20 agreement. It's good.
Okay.
Is it drinkable?
It's very drinkable. To the Sophia? They're different. That's a sparkling wine. This is a champagne. Okay. This is not. I don't find difference? So I think that champagnes all come from a certain place, and they're certain types of grapes.
Okay. Yeah, they come from Champagne.
And usually they're very dry, not sweet, not a wine.
Our Aquarius is champagne.
I don't know. Why? Wait, why? I don't know.
Dry, not very sweet, very particular, like
probably.
To one area.
Ooh.
I agree.
Yeah.
But for sure, this is a champagne, and also it's very like bubbly in a certain way, which I think certain like what's it called
sparkling wine.
Sparkling wines are not in a certain way. They're usually sweeter, or they can be more dry. It's like a white wine that is maybe fermented.
We bring in the wine to the Wine Divination.
I don't know. Somebody, if you know, tell us, because we don't. I'm making this up.
Email.com.
But I like this. I think this is very drinkable for $15. I enjoy this. I could throw this back. So
cool.
I'm liking it so far.
Are we gonna finish 2 bottles by the end of this?
Let's see.
Let's see. Maybe.
I don't know.
I can drink champagne like in a way that I can't drink anything else.
We should be champagne and divination.
Yeah, we should. Okay.
So
The
King of
next card.
Swords. I feel like this is for sure you and also your twin flame.
Interesting. Okay.
Because you guys are, in a way, you're the same person.
Right. But
Like,
it's
you're
like I'm
mirrors
in
of
my
yourself.
map.
And
But
this
I'm
is
wondering.
something that you.
But that's
it's
what
in a
you're
spot.
saying. It's like they're like they're like feminine, but also like supports you in a way. So I feel like
Like, do you think our journey is to flip each other's energy? Because that's like been my story. I mean,
I don't know.
because I'm like, as I'm going, that's I think what scares me is like as I'm
Yeah.
going into feminine energy, like there's not space for him to do that. But I want him to do his journey, and so I don't know if this time apart was like him going like we synced
I
up
don't
at
know.
these times, you know. So,
Yeah.
but if that's not the move for him, then that's like.
yeah.
Well, let's see. This spot is what's already known to you, so I feel like it makes total sense about. Okay, we know all this
Three
information.
of Pentacles.
So the next is this crosses you and describes the
Okay,
obstacles
this is
facing you.
this is the situation.
Yeah, this is the T.
3 of Pentacles.
3 of Pence.
So I'm gonna just call this as upright. I feel like no matter which way this is facing, we just call it upright. This is about success and new doors opening. Prosperous expansion is at your fingertips as you confidently walk through new doors of opportunity.
But this is an obstacle.
Well,
Let's see.
it could be like getting over this to get to something new.
True.
Because you're kind of, I personally feel like you're hung up on this twin flame person when
He is not the person that I was hung up. I actually feel good about it.
Oh.
I think the issue is I'm going to see him soon, I'm pretty sure. And that's
you're
where,
like, is that gonna
but I'm
change
resolved. I feel like, again, I feel like I am worried that he wants me to have a conversation that I just don't have the mental energy because I know that it's going to hurt him more. Maybe.
Oh, interesting.
So I feel like I thought I closed that chapter and I was really, I said, cool, I want him to do his thing. I'm going to do my thing. And now it feels like,
you're like, that's not resolved? You're like,
Yeah,
didn't we resolve that?
right. And I feel like I've resolved so many other things with like other people recently that I'm like, I thought this was done. So now I'm
Yeah. You're like, new year, new me.
Oh,
Right.
I feel like if it's resolved, then girl, it be resolved.
But
right.
that's the
So that's
Aquarius
me
in
getting
us,
in my
yeah.
head. Yeah, that's me getting in my head. Like,
Yeah.
shit, is this resolved? Is this
Right.
person going to have some
Oh,
emotional
yeah.
You know what?
expectation?
But you know what? Here we go. It says love and romance. Put yourself out there despite feeling intimidated. Spend time with people who inspire and motivate you, since this places you in a position to make a romantic connection through friends. Existing relationships are going to
Again.
grow and flourish through expansive projects, either creative or home related.
Okay,
So
this,
it sounds like explore other
Yeah.
but
explore
that
other
can
things.
be an obstacle in itself. I think it's in the obstacle spot. But okay, so this is the card of the crafts person, which I think very much you are. The 3 of Pentacles often depicts a skilled artisan at work. So
I'll
in some
pull it
decks,
after
he's
it
building a
bubbles down.
cathedral. 3s signify self-expression, creative development, and reaping rewards. So this positive card shows a time of satisfaction. In love, you've worked through challenges and you've invested a lot of effort in a relationship. Now things are on the upswing and you can enjoy the relationship. Contentment and security are yours.
I mean, if we look at the card itself, it's like, you know, there's, I mean,
Hammers.
technically there's 3,
Hammers and 1 nail.
yes. And it looks like they're all going to go for it.
All of them. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of energy pounding on one head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
sounds like your
Yeah.
vibe, though.
yeah.
But I like that it kind of feels like you to me in this card, like a craftsperson, someone who's very like
Literally hammering
great
nails
and
stuff.
articulate and like creative and able to kind of like, and this is just my impression, so I could be wrong, but like button things up in a certain way, like professionally, but still with that like creative twist of fun. And I don't know, maybe we need to read on to see what this means, but like I don't know how that could get in your own way or if that means something to you in a different way. I'm not sure.
I'm going to let you guys keep reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes it takes the whole reading to get the full gist.
But if I'm thinking about contentment and security are yours, and that's the obstacle maybe that you have to overcome to kind of get to that space, there's some kind of thing in the way.
I'm terrible at receiving. I hate
Well, I
when
was gonna
people
say,
give stuff to me.
I think everything is like in a volatile place. I think you're right. I think everything's in a volatile place right now where you're not sure. which path is maybe right, and who, like, what is meant to be that way. Because in some ways, it's like your twin flame is meant to be, but not in the way that maybe you had thought.
Right.
Okay. Shall we move on? Mm-hmm. The next card crowns you and describes what's known to you objectively.
10 of Pentacles?
10 of Pence?
Reverse, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's looking at me.
Okay. So in reverse is about okay, this is the thing that crowns you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's loss and breaking with tradition. So in reverse, the 10 of Pentacles can represent a challenging time within the family. You may feel controlled by the expectations of your parents, siblings, or partner, and want to break away to forge your own path. Conflicts over property or disputes in the home may arise. This reversal may even represent a fear of moving to the next level once a place of comfort has been reached, despite your intuition telling you it's time for change.
Oh, man. This says emotional baggage and old hurts may interfere with your happiness.
I want to know what you laughed about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like honestly like this tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, this tracks.
Okay.
Okay.
But like this tracks.
In a reading about love, financial and or family problems may cause friction and unhappiness in a relationship. Responsibilities for children or elderly parents might place a strain on you. Weird, because you're kind of talking about parent-child relationships before.
That's true.
Emotional baggage and old
So
hurts
that's
may
like
interfere
your
with
thing.
your happiness.
Whoa, run that last line back.
Emotional baggage and old hurts may interfere with your happiness.
10,000%.
Okay,
Yeah.
T.
Okay. So this is what's known to you objectively. So we know this to be true.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, cards.
Yeah.
And this is the 10 of Pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reversed. So then below is
The Hanged Man. And I can tell you...
reverse.
It's reversed, but upright, it's kind of just like this vibe of hanging in the breeze and kind of like...
Well, yeah, you're caught dead in the water and you're sort of just like
Exactly.
accepting that as the blood runs to your head, you know?
100%. Yeah. And this guy has no head. It's exploded.
Oh shit, bang bang. It reminds me of like kapow, like pop art, like kind of like pop
Yeah,
art
pow,
style vibe.
what?
Yeah.
Bam.
Wham.
So this position is about...
Lies beneath you describes the foundation of the concern or
Okay.
past influences
Alright.
affecting the situation or
Oh,
unknown about the
Yikes,
situation.
here we go.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
unconscious. Okay, so I have impatience and inertia. Which I'm like, it's kind of two different things.
Yeah.
The reverse
No, it's the
hangman-
same for me.
Yeah, okay, here we go. The reverse hangman in your reading is telling you not to fight your current circumstances or force forward movement. Delays are annoying, but the divine is trying to show you something that you may have otherwise missed before. You may feel eager to begin with the next part of your journey, but instead, quiet your mind and listen for intuitive messages. There is much to be gained in stillness.
Interesting.
That's been the vibe for me recently.
Well, honestly, you seem like you wanted to move forward with this twin flame, or you had made a decision about the twin flame and you wanted to go forward with the other person, but it sounds like you just need to chill.
Do you know what the T is? The T is...
No, give us the full tea.
In a reading about love, you may cling to a relationship you've outgrown instead of making a change.
Yeah, a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, or you're hung up on someone who doesn't return your affection. Perhaps you're unwilling to sacrifice a habit or behavior for the good of the relationship.
Yeah, it's all tracks.
Okay.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, picture. We're painting the picture.
All right, picture. Yeah, let's do this.
Picasso, drop it on me.
Yeah.
This is behind you and describes the past influences now fading away.
Seven
so
of Cups.
this is an abundant card.
I think this is the so many options that you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, and this
Well,
is
it's
behind
the water. Whenever I see the water, that's also like very
Emotions.
emotion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Water's always emotion.
you. 7 of Cups.
But I'm pretty sure this is the one I always I think I always guess wrong, but I feel like this is the one where there's so many options in the sky that you're like, I don't know.
I think that's the 10 of Cups.
Oh, maybe you're
Yeah,
right.
because it's right on the precipice of like
Okay.
the face cards.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 of Cups. I'm in Pentacles.
I got it.
wrong.
Okay, so are we upright? Yeah, we are. Okay. The upright 7 suggests many choices and paths are available to you
Wait, that's
now.
the one. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I
were
was
Right.
this time.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
you're
Christy
right.
for being
Okay,
right.
for the one time.
But you
This
may...
is the one with the crazy shit going on. Okay, yeah.
But you may
But
have
it's behind me,
trouble-
right?
It's behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You
had
may
this.
have trouble deciding among them. Nothing is certain. Let your intuition as well as your intellect guide you. And then it says in a reading about love, you feel romantic and may enjoy a highly emotional relationship with a person who inspires you. If you're not in a relationship, the 7 suggests you're contemplating what you really want, maybe indulging your fantasies. It's just telling us what we
I
all
feel-
already know. This is
I
about,
just think, well, that's how these cards are. It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was like, this was your perfect reality, but then the reality really was that it just was not meant to be that way.
Well, I was like, you know, the previous person had been like Earth Taurus person, and then I was like, what if there was someone who was like so fucking in tune with their emotions and just fucking got me? And then I got that. I manifested that. And I like actually like, it was so crazy because the day that I met this person, I knew I was going to meet them. I was flying back from the East Coast, and I always use travel as like, I always imagine like they say you're traveling, you're actually traveling to the future, right? Because it's a higher, when you're in the sky, it's you're rotating
Honestly,
faster.
I love to okay, so I was feeling very like not myself for the past few years, and then I recently traveled like internationally, which really revived me. So I think that you saying that is like is very amazing.
No, I'm the same way where like I don't know myself until I go somewhere where people don't give a fuck who I'm supposed to be, and I learned so much about myself when I travel, which is why I love to travel. And just that I really take that time, like when I go home I prepare myself for the dynamics that exist in that reality, and really just like wherever I'm going, I'm putting myself there. And I had been flying back from like actually like a family thing, and there was this other person that I sort of like knew I absolutely like needed to like move on from, and it just was like there was like I called it like a rock and a rumble.
You have no romance options, but it sounds like you have so many.
I didn't know, and this was part of being in I was in my masculine energy, and they didn't want that.
You're like, I don't need anything.
Right. And I didn't. And then like sometimes I would open up to people that I felt like safe with, but then they would like always be like, this has happened to me so many times where like guys are like, I love you, I have a girlfriend. And it's like, they're like, I love being around you. I love your personality. I love everything about you.
Okay,
that's crazy. That's like my tea of like everyone wanting to date me at every second.
Well,
I
thought it was
like,
normal. I thought it was normal that like guy friends said that they loved you all the time. And my friend was like, I was like, wait, what? I was like, there's like 5 or 6 guy friends that have been like, oh, I love you. And I'm like, oh, I love you too. Because I'm like, oh my God, I love you too. Because I know.
Bud.
The only guy friend
but I don't mean to friend zone them. Like, I feel like so intensely like nurturing, but also like I'm a bro. Like they'll be like, she's a bro, but like also not. And so I've like tried to veer away from that. But I think
that's crazy that you.
I thought that was normal, and then people were like, no.
Every single man I meet is the perfect. Not today because I'm in a happy relationship. But when I was single, it was like every single person I met, I could have dated. Always.
Oh no.
And was an option.
But like
that's why literally this card.
I've never been.
That's literally.
I've never been single before. Like in my entire life, I've never been single.
But you
different people.
I mean, you were single for a hot second.
Yeah, and look what fucking happened.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah,
that was a lot of. Yeah.
Happens.
It was a lot.
You know,
that's crazy.
I didn't go for the choices that liked me because I liked the wrong kinds of people. So that's what that is. Was like I'm looking back and I'm like, wait,
you're
like after like I did this like really crazy therapy called EMDR where it like releases.
I've heard about that.
I really thought you were just gonna say DMT, and I was
like,
you were like,
we're like, no, not yet, Mike. I was gonna give that a shot if the EMDR.
It's emergent.
Eye movement.
It's basically like almost like a hypnosis or something like
it's that. Like a tapping vibe, and it like really what I'm a very like I sing a lot of shit sinks in like because I'm kind of like an emotional sponge.
Yeah.
And so there was so much stuff trapped in my body. I always have tense muscles. I always like sleep like tensed, and I can walk into a room and I can get the pulse immediately. And so I did it, and it like relieved like so much. And I was like, what it does is like it reprocesses your memories, right? And it makes you see the situation as an adult versus maybe like or an empowered version of yourself, and you see the lie you were believing and what that led to. So what it does is it triggers, you go back to like your insecurity or whatever it is, right, to the earliest memory. It doesn't stop though there. Like that day you go home and you cry, or I was like, it was telehealth because it was the pandemic, and I would just cry and I would be like, oh my God, there's this thing that everybody else knew about me and I didn't know about myself, my own blinders. Wake up the next day and I would say you can laugh or you can cry, and I would just like laugh, right? And I would become more comfortable. I knew that my therapist was pregnant when I reached out to her. She didn't tell me because it was telehealth, and then she was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, I've known since I emailed you. And so I knew she had a time limit.
Wait, what does she say?
She doesn't, she's like, she lets me be. Like, she was my therapist.
She was like interesting. And
no,
then, like,
she knew. Like, she knew. Like, she's very sort of like spiritual as well, and like also had a similar childhood, or made me feel seen. And she was like, I had a parent who was also like that or like this. Wow. And so I had reached out to her when I was like like 25 or 26. We worked together for about a year, and then the pandemic just really got to me, and I reached out to her last July, and she's like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't take anyone on. And I'm like, she's pregnant and she's on a time limit, but she never told me. So I said, I got to move through this. So I moved through like 5 or 6 core memories. And what happens is
work.
no, I was like, yeah, it hurt. The first one really hurt. And then I was like, I'm on a one-way train.
Let's do it.
And I couldn't tell her that I knew, because that would have been weird. So I was like, okay. I just knew.
Imagine if you were just like, hey.
She knew I had like an intuition. Like she kind of knew. Like she used to do acupuncture and stuff. So she's like very spiritual. And she was like, I think I have this new therapy you would like. And so I went through these memories, and it reprocesses the memories. Every subsequent like memory that same trauma was attached to. So I was like sitting in meetings. It in a new light. I was sitting in meetings reliving it, and I was like, that person actually liked me, and I was terrible to them, and I had no idea because I didn't like myself. Like I didn't like myself. Like I didn't realize that
your lens was wrong.
Yeah, I really had to like adjust my view, and it like really was like I really felt stupid and selfish in a way that I couldn't see about myself because I just didn't know. And so that all occurred between like last October and this past May. Or like May of 2022, like October 2021 through May of 2022. And so I think this all makes sense. Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is like totally all on point. You had so many
glasses to drink from to see your reality. Basically.
Yeah, I was like drinking like different like sort of like peyote antidotes, and was like, wow, that was crazy. And like I saw the way in which I was like asking for attention from the wrong people and not receiving like attention from the right people, and not even putting out what I really wanted.
Interesting.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Next
future
card is the future. Describes new circumstances coming into being in the near future, and this is the Magician reverse.
Okay.
I got it.
All right.
Okay. A powerful and wise figure, we all know. The Magician.
Hey everyone! To find out Mark's future prospects, tune in next week for part 2 of this episode, releasing January 16th at 6 p.m.